because for us, we feel like art is the best way we can use to introduce our younger generations to this topic.
You had to first educate yourselves, so it feels like you were also pretty much learning on the job.
Are you a survivor?
Are you? Yeah.
You know? Are you a perpetrator? Are you, you know? Because these are questions. Yeah, these are questions.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Has there been something that challenged your own assumptions about, memory and reconciliation?
You can't tell me to use 15 minutes if I'm going to give you a testimony.
I see. So, Christian, also, I don't think you're new to this, but of course, these critics, they argue that
the ideas around Kwibuka, some of them, they thought Kwibuka is for our parents. It's not for us.
Each year during the commemoration period, Rwandans reflect on the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, honoring the lives lost and also ensuring that memory is preserved for the coming and younger generation. Beyond formal remembrance, organizations and individuals are exploring new ways to engage youth and also spark dialogue during these times. Joining us today is Christian Inwari, the founder of Our Past Initiative, a youth-led platform that brings young people, communities, and survivors all together to explore Rwanda's history, and also exploring creative spaces and approaches in preserving our memory and also our history. Christian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Now, when people have heard you're called so many names, I've had, of course, the former ones. Hopefully, they're the ones on your ID. Christian Inwari, manager, Ingotanyi Chane, Inwari Agasana. But beyond that, usually when people hear your name, they associate it with, our past initiative.
Yeah.
But beyond that, and before that, we want to look at your experiences that basically shaped the life that you lead today.
That's a tough one. You're starting with a tough one, but I think it's simple. Growing up after the genocide, creates so many scenarios in your head, and you become curious to get answers to some of the questions you're asking yourself. So that shapes your whole being, like who you are as a person, who you are around the people you're with, who you are to your parents, if you still have them, or who you are to your relatives. So that changes a lot, and that's what shapes you. As a young person. Sometimes you don't understand why you are the way you are. But after growing up, when you look back, you'll be like, okay, now I see this was because of this was because of this. And I think for me, growing up gave me the curiosity. It created some curiosity in me, but also gave me some answers, because I always tell people that growing up, I knew everything about my mommy's side. Who survived, who was killed, and I didn't know about my daddy's side up until I was old enough to go deep and somehow trigger him to talk. And so that's pretty much what shaped me.
Take us through Christian in primary school, Christian in secondary school, and the Christian that had the epiphany one day and was like, okay, you know what? I need to create, this initiative.
So the Christian in primary school is a very stubborn kid.
We can tell.
Troublemaker. How can you tell?
I don't
know. But also looking back, it all goes back to how I grew up. So growing up after the genocide, you hard to, like, any house, like, I think in so many cases, in so many families,
Yeah.
any home that had two parents had to become the home for the rest of the family, the relatives that survived. I remember growing up, we had my aunties, my cousins, my uncles, and my dad had joined RPA during the genocide, before the genocide. And his stepbrother and his cousin, they were all in the military. So growing up at my house was like growing up in a military camp.
Oh.
You're getting whooped, like any small mistake. You
Doesn't
get
help
a
that you
serious
were
whooping.
stubborn.
So what it does, when you go to school, you have some anger, like not in a bad way, but as a
Yeah.
kid, you have some anger that is accumulating in you that you want to release once you get to school. So you fight it. I used to fight. People, sometimes I say it and people are like, you, that size. No, I used to fight. And I remember, this is a funny story, but I remember one time I met with this girl that we were in the same class in
Yeah.
Kifu.
Yeah.
And I met her in town and she cried.
No. Recently.
Yeah, recently. She was like, I can't believe you became a man. So, yeah, that shows you how bad it was for me growing up. And and I think high school it changed.
Yeah.
High school it changed. I think I did so many bad things as a kid. Like, I caused so much trouble as a kid that when I went to high school, I was like, yeah, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
So I need to
Reparations.
get my things
Yeah.
together, you know. So I think that's how it changed
Yeah.
in high school. But I organized a protest one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that protest.
No, it's still
Story for another
confidential.
day.
But
Yeah.
no. But it was related to genocide ideology.
Oh.
Yeah, so I caused protests, and the students didn't have their apology for 2 days. They refused. So yeah, the leadership of the school had to react.
Yeah.
And
Were you fighting the ideology at the time?
yeah, I was the patron. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he somehow had that ideology, and I
Yeah.
told the kids that if they're going to have the porridge, it's going to approve that what he was always saying and what he said that day was true, and they refused. So I was sent home a month after that. No, not a month, like a week after that, because
Yeah.
the headmaster didn't want to react
Yeah.
like this. He waited. Yeah,
To
and
make it look like it's not
yeah.
connected.
One time I skipped church service in the morning, and he knew.
Yeah.
You know, you have those students at school that you know where they sit in
Yeah.
church. So when they're not there, you can tell.
Yeah.
So I was one of those, and so he knew. He after the church service, it was a Catholic school.
Yeah.
After the church service, he came straight to the dormitory, and
What did they used to call you back in the day? What name did they use? Christian?
yeah, I think I was a Christian.
So he's a Christian. Come
Yeah.
out.
No, so it was me and another group of I think we're like 6.
Yeah.
It was like shower and go to class, shower and go to class, shower and go home. So he was like, yeah, I'm going to send you home. I was like, yeah, not surprised. Collected all my stuff and
Yeah.
went to his office. He called my mom.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm sending him. Who come back for his national exam. So yeah, went back for the. It was 1 month away from the national exams.
From the wow. Oh my days.
So yeah, that's me. But other than that,
Yeah.
yeah, I was calm, cool, doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of, you building our past initiative, I think came quite a bit earlier in your life. What was, you can walk us through that, but also what when was the moment you realized this was something you needed to build? Like, I think there's this gap and this gap, and I feel like I need to act on it.
So honestly, that would be a lie if I tell you that, growing up, I always thought about doing such thing. And I don't want to take that credit because...
You were starting revolutions in school.
Yeah. But like all these things are happening, but you have no idea that it will end up, you'll end up in the position I am in today. So I joined a group of friends, a dance group of friends. We used to dance. And
When was this?
This is 2009.
Yeah.
So we are all in high school. We are friends. The people I grew up with, most of them were from Nyamirambo. I grew up, and we were just having fun. 3 or 4 of my friends were into it like crazy. That was Boris, Dash, Bobo. Yeah, Boris, Dash, Bobo.
Yeah.
And another guy called Christian. Yeah, these are my
Your day ones.
Yeah, these are the founding
fathers.
Founding fathers. So then they initiated the dance group. And then later on, we joined another dance group called 16 Entertainment. If you ask anyone from 2007 to 2013, then we completely gave up on dance. Didn't give up, but our crew, 16 Entertainment, stopped being 16 in 2015. But if you ask anyone, even today, you can go out there and check Ganza. Ganza was the founder of 60.
Yeah.
Then I think, I don't remember the name, but the name of our group before we joined 60 was funny. It was like Soldier Boys or Soldier Kids or Soldier.
Christian, what moves were you guys?
No, into like, if you've seen like movies like Step Up, if you've seen movies like Storm the Yard.
So you have a Hollywood dancer.
Yeah, crazy.
Do you mind?
And another time, I'm very expensive when it comes to that.
Okay.
So, but I think Boris, Bobo, Dash, Christian, there's another Christian Kanawaita. We used to call him Ray. And another guy called Fred Dega. They joined 60 fast.
Yeah.
I always say that we were the second generation of 60 because when they joined, that's when Ganza left.
Yeah.
Who was the founder. He went to the US. He still lives there now. And we took over from there, like 2009, 2010. Then we became the biggest crew in this country. At the time, we only had one rival.
Yeah.
The Jabba Juniors. When you check,
what were you dancing to at the time?
So dancing to Chris Breezy.
Oh.
Dancing to some dance halls. When you think about the Vibes Cartel at the time, who else? Jason Derulo.
Jason.
Yeah. But I remember Chris Brown was the reference to
all the new dance moves.
The new dance moves.
Yeah.
Oh, there is the how do you call the kids that came up with the
ANT something?
ANT. That came up with
Rolex something. Yeah. But how do you come from dancing to,
So that's where I was going, because now 2010 We are having shows everywhere. High schools like Riviera, Green Hills Academy, Ami des Enfants at the time. You see where Kepler is?
Yes.
That used to be a high school.
Oh.
And it was one of the most vibrant schools. I mean, the Collège Ami des Enfants at the time was big. And we were going from Riviera, Green Hills, Ami des Enfants, old SOS at the time. And then 2011, we organized our first dance show called It's All About Dance.
Yeah.
So It's All About Dance was an idea of bringing together all the dance groups. Then we can showcase our moves, bring people together, and it was fun because at the time we were inviting 10, 12 dance groups.
Yeah.
We had our very first show at Isho Art Center. Shout out to Isho because Isho was our home for so many years. They had a small event hall for like 250 people. They had a dance studio. They had a small library at the back. They had the basketball. It was a center, and it was very helpful at the time. And then, we organized our very first event in the summer of 2011. That's when we did our very first edition of It's All About Dance. And from there, it was a success. Sold out. I think we are among the very first entertainers to sell out the arena at the time, Issue Art Center.
Wow.
But it was small, 250 people. But it was a sold out.
Yeah.
Then we organized our second show in December because we said this was a success. We need to do another one. So December 2011, we did our second show.
Yeah.
And after that show, that's when the idea of can we do something to make an impact?
Yeah.
Can we come up
Now
with,
that we have this audience.
now that we have this audience, because we have a huge support.
Yeah.
At the time, having the youth supporting you on that level was different. So that's where the idea of now bringing together this group and coming up with an idea of what we can do came from.
Yeah.
So it was very challenging because doing that means getting ourselves into something that is sensitive, something that we've never done before.
Yeah.
That's like coming on earth.
Yeah.
When you're born, this is your first time experiencing this thing. So it's everything is new. I was a member of the PLP, the one that organizes Walk to Remember.
Yes.
And I knew I had ideas, but when you look around the people that was in my group, when you look at how young they were, the ideas around Kwibuka, some of them, they thought Kwibuka is for our parents, it's not for us. Others were a bit hesitant because of how sensitive it is.
The issue was,
Others didn't feel like we should get involved in such things.
Yeah.
Which I was okay with, because if someone doesn't understand, like, we need to do this, these are the people we have to start with. So I remember it was some serious heated conversations, but we end up agreeing that we are going to come up with an idea of how we can do this. Remember, this is a dance group. This is not a group of actors and singers and poets. So that's how we approached another group of young talents called Jacques d'Angevie. That's French. And why are you laughing? I know your French is not French, but Jacques d'Angevie, like, it's having living because you have art, or
wow.
I'm trying to find the right way, but that's basically what it means.
Yes.
Then we approached them. We told them what we wanted to do, told them what we wanted from them. We wanted them to come with their expertise in what we're doing, poems, music, acting, because we had the money power to do it. We had the people who can,
Yes.
play in those scenes. And so we started going back and forth. What do we do? What is our objectives?
Yes.
What is our mandate? What is the mission? What is the end goal?
Yes.
So when we said we want to start with ourselves, remember at the time I'm the oldest and I'm 21.
Yeah.
Those
are very young.
So it's a group of young people.
Yes.
So, and then we are going back and forth. Said we want to start educating ourselves.
Yeah.
But mainly educating other young people.
Yeah.
So the goal was educating the people that were young, were young during the genocide or was born after the genocide.
Yes.
That was the very first goal.
Yeah.
2, how do we make an impact, go out there in the communities and contribute to what is being done? That's where the idea of what you see today, renovating homes, giving them easy access to water, healthcare,
yes,
access to capital,
yes,
stuff like that. That's where it started.
Yes.
From. So then 29th of April 2012, we did our very first show.
Yeah.
So our commemoration event was different. First of all, it was the first time people are experiencing this.
Yes.
Expression in an artistic way on that level, because people have done acting and poems and movies before, but speaking to an audience that can only, the majority can only understand what you're talking about in an artistic way.
Yeah.
That was the first time that was being done. So the first event at IHO brought together over 250 people.
Yeah.
And from there, we never looked back. Now we have an event where we have poems, music, plays, testimonies,
yes,
discussion around the liberation struggle, and where we are going as a country. So if I can give you a few numbers, we started with an audience of 250 people. Last year, 2025, our event in Kigali had over 8,600 people.
Wow.
Counted. And now we've done our first Europe tour in 2025 as well. We did Rome, we did Paris, we did Warsaw.
Yeah.
We've done Qatar twice, actually more than twice. We've done, we've had our members in Canada organizing the similar event.
Yeah.
Done 3 cities in the US. We've had one in Malaysia, China.
That's a very big audience. Yeah.
I think
globally.
Malaysia, China, Canada, US.
Yeah.
So when it comes to our community engagement, we've come from renovating one house a year to renovating
the evolution of your mandate too.
Yeah. Between renovating or even sometimes buildings from scratch, because that's also another.
I think I've seen that.
So from 6 houses to 12 in a year now.
Yeah.
Access to water, access to healthcare, access to capital, so these people can become self-sufficient.
Yes.
And now we working on taking the same event outside Kigali. So
that's good.
We're thinking of taking the same content we have in Kigali and take it outside Kigali, where we think maybe we'll have one event per province. So
you mentioned something like you had to first educate yourselves, so it feels like you were also pretty much learning on the job, right?
Yeah.
You were learning as you were teaching. Now, when you look back, how has your own understanding, of our history evolved since you first began your work? Because I'm sure there's new things you've also learned, along the way.
So I think for me, I knew from the get go what was going on,
Really?
and
Yeah.
remember I started going to bury my
Yes.
grandparents, my uncles
Yes.
at the age of 6, age of
Yeah.
5. So
I think you were 4 at the time,
yeah, when the
1994.
genocide happened, I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
4.
yeah.
So I remember 95, 96, I was going to for all these barriers and
Yeah.
visiting where they used to live and all these things. So I was still learning,
Yes.
and as you grow, you have a deep understanding of what actually you were doing as a kid.
Yes.
So, but I knew what you learn is you keep educating yourself on some of the details people don't
Yes.
talk about,
Yes.
some of the situations people don't mention in the stories, and also what it does, it open your eyes on how crazy what happened in this country was.
Yes.
You know,
The magnitude of
of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi and the aftermath.
Yes.
Because today we are talking about this like it happened yesterday, but it took so much for this country to be where it is today. And that's something you deal with, you learn a lot about, and you take action. Yeah.
So, of course, during commemoration and also initiatives from, your initiative, our past, we see that one of the ways, as we said, we commemorate is, creatively through theater, music, arts, What do you think these forms, these creative forms, allow people to do that sometimes the traditional way of discussing, this wasn't doing?
So I think, okay, first of all, art is a universal language. Anyone, if you're blind, someone will sing and you get the message.
Yes.
If you can't hear, someone will act and you get the message.
Yes.
So art is a universal language. And
Yes.
what it does is helps us to connect with the history in a sensitive and deeper way. It helps us to connect with the past. And sometimes it creates, especially in young people, it creates that curiosity and raises some questions that people don't want to ask. So that opens some doors on how do we trigger the parents, the elders, the young people to ask and the elders to answer.
Yeah.
Because one of the challenges our country has today is the gap between the two generations.
Yeah.
So art helps us to connect
Yes.
with our past, with our history, and also in a way that is easier for especially young people because they're our main focus.
Yes.
When it's art, it makes it easier for them also to pay too much attention to it because there is some acting, there's some singing, there's some, So they are more interested in that than in just the traditional way of,
history books.
history books, people talking for 3 hours.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
So there's that, but also storytelling.
Yes.
Storytelling is also
Another tool.
artistic way of
Yeah.
educating your young people. So I feel like there is a lot art can offer, and there is a lot art can change in how we commemorate and how we we connect
Connect.
with our audiences.
Yes.
So,
Now, you mentioned in the beginning that you are also, more than anything, your target audience was people born
that were young during the genocide or was born after the
after,
genocide?
yes. So now, of course, also in your line of work, you know, this is basically your mandate. This is what you do. So have you had moments that have shown you the power or limits to artistic expression? Because I feel like if not carved, it can go either way. And I think even as we've seen during the genocide, one of the ways they were using, you know, this to indoctrinate people,
Yeah.
pass on the propaganda was through, you know, these artistic ways. It was through media,
Yeah.
through, you know, a song, and then they kind of get ingrained. So in your line of work, have you had these limits, or have you also had a moment where you're like, wow, you know, expressing myself, letting young people express themselves artistically really has much power?
Yeah. I think last year when we had Maraika presenting her piece, Rhymes of Remembrance,
Yes.
for the first time I saw people, like especially old people, like travel and go back
Yeah.
in like go back in time, because some of the pieces were showing like the life before the genocide, people in
Yeah.
exile. I remember seeing some of the nightclubs, you
Yes.
know, those nightclubs with live bands in Congo, the families gatherings in Burundi.
Yes.
And I've seen how it reminds people of or how the life was, even though we were refugees, but this was the part of the good life we had there.
Yes.
So that's through the play, you know.
Yes.
So, and yeah, I've seen people being reminded of how serious the genocide was and what part the media played.
Yes.
Also, because sometimes I know as Rwandans we appreciate what Inkotanyi did,
Yes.
but sometimes I also feel like not enough. You know, we are not appreciating them enough.
Yes.
So sometimes in those plays also you have to remind people what they sacrificed to have the country we
Yes.
have today.
Yes.
So yeah, I've seen people like being reminded and sometimes being triggered by what is
Yes.
happening. And when that happens, it shows you like your message is being delivered the right
Yes.
way, because that's the whole goal. How do you
Yeah.
how do you explain to someone that you're the only survivor in your family? But sometimes you have the actor who is good at what they do, that
Yes.
they help you to be in that person's shoes, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I think we've seen that and we've done.
Yeah. So, Christian, also, I don't think you're new to this, but of course, these critics, they argue that what using, you know, those creative spaces sometimes simplifies the atrocity that happened.
I think not just that. Sorry to cut you short, but
Yeah.
the youth commemorating just So yeah,
How yes, address that concern.
it's not. It's just most of the people, first of all, who talk about that, they don't understand art.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to even argue with someone who doesn't understand what they're talking about. Because for us, we feel like art is the best way we can use to introduce our younger generations to this topic.
Actually, also something I think they usually say is that it becomes more performative than reflective.
So that's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
when you don't understand, it's so hard to argue.
When you don't understand the language of the youth.
The language we speak.
Yeah.
When you look at the numbers of attendance, when you look at the numbers of the feedback we get from young people,
yes,
every year changes. There's always some negative side of it.
Yes.
Because we still have so many young people that are here to learn about our history.
Yes.
So some of them, they come there as a hanging out sports.
Yeah. Wow.
Others, they come because their friends are coming.
Yes.
But these are the people you're looking for. Because if you come knowing where you're going,
yeah,
you can even stay home and still commemorate.
You know? Yeah.
But if someone comes because their friends are going, these are the people we want to talk to. So how do we talk to them? How do we show them that, this was serious through our plays? So there are parts in plays where, it shows, it goes back in maybe 98.
Yes.
The people who lived in Kinshasa, they were having the best time of their lives. Apart from being refugees,
yes,
it was nice. So if you're taking someone back to show them what it was at the time, doesn't take away that you're also going to show that we had 1 million people getting killed back home in 1994.
Yes.
So it's a performance, but do you get the message?
Yes.
If you're focusing on calling this a performance, then it's going to be a performance. But are you focusing on what we are talking about? Because that's the most important part. And why we are
even,
or why we are even here today doing this.
Yes.
So I think I get those questions or those complaints a lot.
Yes.
But also, I also feel like sometimes one of the things I ask people, especially when they're complaining, is, what is your contribution?
It's a good one.
Because, by the way, it's also very expensive doing what we do.
100%.
We're not talking about getting paid as a person, but putting together what you see on the day of the event.
Yes.
It's not free. It's not cheap. It takes time. You have to invest time, energy. Your brain has to be, in a good place. You have to invest money.
I mean, you need to keep up too with these young people.
So
it's not easy.
Being able to deliver such messages,
yes,
it's expensive.
Yes.
So sometimes someone doesn't know what it takes,
especially a sensitive subject like that. Yeah.
So you also have that's the center of what we do. How sensitive.
Yeah.
It is to commemorate, but also how serious it was. Back in 1994 during the genocide. So when you think about those two, you have to put in all your effort to make sure you don't misguide people.
Yes.
You don't misinform them.
I think it's a very thin line too. Yeah.
So people also need to understand that you can always give your opinion. I believe everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But take another step and ask how you can help.
Yes. Contribute, as
how
you said.
Can you contribute?
Yes.
Because we welcome ideas, advice.
Even just attending, I think, is,
Then from there we can start that conversation.
Yeah. So, Christian, what kinds of questions about Rwanda's about our past, surprise you the most, especially when you're engaging with people that did not witness this genocide but have the responsibility,
So one time we had an event that brought together some leaders from the local government and the defense forces and
all stakeholders, basically.
All the stakeholders, and we also had a testimony. Then after that, the person from the army, after I spoke, one young girl, very innocent and looks very smart. She was like, was it that serious?
Is it that deep, basically? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds, it's like almost saying like, how crazy that sounds.
Yeah.
Like, was it that serious?
Mind you, you're with survivors,
Yeah, someone just
Yeah.
listened to a testimony. The people took part in the liberation struggles.
And their question is also valid, from their standpoint.
But
Yeah.
was it that serious?
Was it that serious?
So to me, this is where we also need to encourage people. That's where we start our conversation from.
Yes.
Are parents talking to their kids? Are at least giving them the basics?
Yes.
Are they telling them the truth? Because that's another thing. Are they sharing resources? Are they taking them back to where it all started, where they were born?
Yes. Yes.
Do they talk about what was it like having your parents? What was it like having your brother or sister, So do we have these conversations? Because sometimes someone is asking such question because since they were born, they know who they know, and that's the
Literally.
family.
And even the genocide, it feels abstract sometimes.
Because no one talks about it.
No one talks about it, yeah.
We have families where when it's Kwibuka period, that's when they buy the DSTV. That's when they buy I have nothing against those platforms.
Yes.
But that's when they buy the Canary because they want their kids to focus on different
things.
Yes. So sometimes it makes sense to some of the families because some of the parents are still on their healing journey. But is it the right way to do it? Is that the right way to do it? I don't think so.
Yes.
But this is where we come in because at least we want to introduce these kids to the basics.
We want to bridge the gap.
How do we trigger that conversation to start? Is you show the kids you give them a few details of what happened, then they go back home and say, was this true?
Was this true? Yeah.
Yeah. Were you also, are you a survivor?
Are you,
Are you a perpetrator? Are you, because these are questions, these are questions.
Yes.
Sometimes they're questions that people want to ask, but they don't know how.
They don't know how.
But you go in an event, they say, okay, we had 1 million people got killed during the genocide. Then someone just going back home and say, was it 1 million people? Like, did they kill 1 million people?
Yeah.
This can start a whole conversation. So that's the goal. But yeah, you have questions that are very interesting. Or cases where someone comes drunk, or then they be like, sorry, but that's the only time I get to leave my house. So they tell their parents that the event starts at 1.
Yeah.
When it starts at 5, they pass by one of the bars, they drink, fast, and then they come at the event because that's when they get the permission. But kids why are they doing that? Because you never sat them down and told them, this is what happened. This is our sensitivity. So then you have some of these kids coming back to you and say, we apologize for what happened.
Yeah.
How can we contribute?
How can we contribute? Yeah.
So
not understanding the gravity basically of what happened.
Yeah.
And I think also you said sometimes people have questions and they don't know how to, to ask them. So I think also you deal with a lot of sensationalization, because I think I even remember in school we were learning international humanitarian law, and I remember my professor saying, very experienced, she went to Geneva, and she's like, oh yeah, and then also the genocide in Rwanda. So we start to explore, and then she keeps referring to it as, the Rwandan genocide. So I think even terminology is used in regards to we have to be
And so, yeah,
sensitive.
some of these kids might just call it the Rwandan genocide.
The Rwandan genocide,
and we'll be looking at them strange, saying, "Oh, you should," but who?
They don't understand why.
Who can they talk to if their parents are not telling them, or if they're not learning that from school? So we also need to take our parts. Parents need to take. We can be blamed for what we can do.
Yeah.
But we can't be blamed for what the parents are not talking about, what the elders are not talking about.
Yes.
Everyone is playing their role.
Everyone has a role to play.
Be blamed for the kids coming from their homes empty.
So Christian, again, we keep trying to reflect on your journey, with especially with our past initiative now. Has there been something that challenged your own assumptions about memory and reconciliation? Because I've had moments that when that has happened to me, I'm just like, what? I did not, because irregardless of me understanding, and I think that's why I said sometimes the genocide, why a young person can say, is it that serious? It feels abstract. It's something I'm going to learn in school. Oh, this and this happened. I'm going to go to the museum. But I think also sometimes when I immerse myself, let me say with survivors, with my grandparents, those that survived, I'm just like, oh my days. I wish I knew this at such a young age. Maybe I would have said this and this and this in a conversation with someone else. Has there been anything for you like that?
That challenged me.
Your preconceived, notions on memory and reconciliation.
I think it always does when every time I get a chance to, because I'm lucky enough to have had the privilege of spending time with the survivors.
Yes.
I myself am a survivor as well, but being able to, especially the vulnerable survivors.
Yes.
You always get that, because you think you've heard the war story of someone. You go to the next one, then there is another story that is crazy. Someone they talk to you about losing their whole family being wiped out, Then you go to another family and they tell you about...
Is it right to compare trauma, by the way?
It's... Okay, as you grow and as you learn, you learn to separate the stories.
Yes.
To try to understand that even leave around the genocide and the aftermath. And, even as human beings, my life experiences are different from yours.
From yours, yeah.
Even if we live in the same house, sleep in the same, we eat
perception
the same food,
is different.
The perception is always different.
Yeah.
So you can't, as you grow, sometimes you compare saying, oh, the last time they told me this, and this one is telling, who is, But it's always different. But getting challenged by those stories and the things I have, and like visiting a place and they tell you this place has the highest number of families that have been wiped out. Like in Kinyarwanda, they call it imiryango yazimye. Like the families, you don't have anyone from this family that survived the genocide. So that is so, you'd be like, no, I didn't know this is,
Yeah.
So you go to a place and they tell you so-and-so from this part. I think I still have a screenshot of the message. This guy said, we are going to kill the Tutsis, wipe them out, that our kids will be asking us how Tutsis looked like. Because sometimes that sounds like a tweet. But this challenge you as a human being to imagine. Then you start thinking about, okay, they have social media. They didn't have social media at the time. Did they have pictures? Yes, they did at the time. But remember, one of the things they used to do during the genocide was also to burn down their houses.
Yeah.
So that was the making sure that you denied this person like their any way of existing.
Yes.
So these are things that sometimes challenge you as a human being, and thinking about it, you'd be like, okay, we are still learning.
You basically have to, I don't know if it's even compartmentalizing your emotions, dealing with these things. Oof.
Yeah, it's okay. One thing I try to do personally is learn about these things.
Yeah.
Learn about how I can contribute, help people, but also try to not get. You can't say you're not getting attached to it because you stay with every one story, but also try to. How do I explain that? Because it's also exhausting.
It's very mentally,
it's
physically,
also draining.
it's draining.
But the more you do it, also the more it helps you to. To me, it humbles me. Because sometimes you'll be like, oh, I'm struggling in life, I'm doing this.
Like, it could be
and
worse.
Someone tell you their story, be like, actually, it should be.
I'm grateful for
being reminded. But you also don't want to compare your pain with other people's pain.
But
and sometimes that's what happens. Even though you learn to listen, educate yourself about these things, learn how to move on, and how can you help these people to move forward. Because sometimes you find people stuck
100%.
in the past. Then
how they might even drag you.
That's what I was saying. Like that's what I was trying to find. Like not getting stuck. There, but move forward. But also see if you can drag this person out of that if they are stuck.
In their stuckness. Wow. So now we've been overlooking back. Now looking ahead, what kinds of conversations about remembrance do you think Rwanda still needs to have that we are not having enough of today?
People's experiences. What people experienced. So we haven't talked about that enough.
What people experienced in the genocide? Testimonies.
Because I might be wrong, but from the look of it, it gets easier and easier. And we should be able to keep the... We should be able to keep the testimonies for what they are.
I see.
So
preserve them. Just
it's.
Sometimes I feel like people can modify history too.
You can't tell me which are in some cases. You can't tell me to use 15 minutes if I'm going to give you a testimony.
I see.
Testimonies don't have.
It's a free flow.
So depending on what I'm going to remember, while I tell you or give you my testimony, I might take less or more than 15 minutes. So we need to talk about what people experienced and talk about
freely.
And talk about it as they are.
As it, it was for them, not
for,
So the last question is, what do you think is at stake if Rwanda fails to preserve its memory? What's at stake? What are the risks? What do we risk?
Going back.
Going back.
And as sad as it sounds, what we risk is people getting comfortable.
Yes.
Thinking this is a joke.
Thinking the work has been done.
This was just one chapter we had as Rwandans. It's not coming back.
Yes.
But if there is one thing that I've seen, especially in a country like ours, where we are now facing the biggest, which is the worst part of the genocide,
Yes.
is denial.
Denial.
That's the last stage. So if people are denying the genocide succeed, they're doing it again.
Oh my days. That is so true. But I think that's the importance of learning history anyways.
So now we have to make sure we educate our generation with truth and facts.
Yes.
Give
Truth.
them access to resources, access to testimonies, access to people with information.
Yeah.
Then that's the only way we can protect and prevent the genocide from happening again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much, Christian. This was very insightful, and I hope our audience, uses this conversation as a chance to reflect, to reflect on now their active role in, ensuring that the atrocities, the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994 doesn't happen again. Thank you so much.
This is Igitekerezo podcast, where youth turn conversation into civic action. From studios to your communities to the policies that shape our future. We break down complex topics and open dialogues that inform, reflect, and influence decisions. Igitekerezo podcast, voices into action, ideas into change.